I feel like this light maybe isn't hitting me, but like going more like on the floor over here.
Okay, what's your thing?
Are we good? Okay. How is this? In my way. All right. Looks like we're rolling here. Perfect. All right, so welcome everybody. I'm a bit of a hot mess, but I am back a week early and I'm happy to be here. I am putting in overtime on overdrive and totally burnt out trying to get this old Victorian funeral home together for the grand opening on the 24th. So there's been so much activity and a lot of chaos, but we are going to be back here for the weekly Ask Ivies, and hopefully we won't have any more interruptions. I am, however, for a few weeks going to have to move it. So normally we're here at 8:30. For a little bit, we're going to have to be at 9:30 so I can get everything done. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And I want to give this a second for a few people to tune in. Welcome, Bernadette, Kara, Ashley, Kiara, Hunter, Chicken Mama, Rebecca, Lauren. All right, looks good. Looks like we got a bunch of people tuning in. Now, you guys start posting your questions about your life. If you have a loved one that you're hoping to hear from, including pets, include the name of the person that you're referring to. Donations are certainly appreciated. I want to make a couple quick announcements. We do have the grand opening of the Ivy League Psychic Academy Roots Revival Interfaith Church, October 24th, here in Dunkirk, New York. That's going to be from 2 to 7 p.m. If you guys can make it in person. If you cannot, you could still join us for some things online, like we have the first ever free psychic mediumship class from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern that day. And you guys could take that through Zoom if you can't be here. All right. But you do need to get registered. It is sort of becoming obscenely full. So check that out. You're going to go to ivyrivera.psychicmedium.com to get yourself registered for the free class. We are also accepting donations. If you have a business that you would like advertised, we will do that for you in exchange for a donation. Some people are giving financial donations for the restoration here, but other people are donating like a basket to be raffled, certificates, different things. So please feel free to donate. And we will be advertising you, and it is greatly appreciated. And that raffle will be part of the grand opening online and here in person. The Psychic Mediumship course begins December 6th for the winter session. If you want to register for that, you're going to want to get on the early bird wait list now. Seats are filling fast. You'll be taking that class online, and then we will have some live interactive classes also. So go to psychicmediumshipcourse.com to get yourself on the early bird waitlist. Tarot class started tonight. If you want to jump in, it's not too late. You only missed 1 week. So go ahead and do that. Ivy League psychicacademy.com. And we have numerology class with Danny Johnson, our Reverend at Roots Revival Interfaith and our numerology teacher. So class with Danny begins November 2nd. Registration is now open, Ivy League psychicacademy.com. We have some questions coming in.
Yeah.
Okay. Wrap it up. What have we got?
Oh.
Okay, we have one from Rebecca.
Rebecca?
Said, is there anything that my guys need to tell me right now? You said Ernest in your live on TikTok, and that is my grandfather.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, there was a couple older gentlemen there with very old school names, and I was trying to figure out who was who, and then they all kind of came through at once. So I feel like you're supposed to be crunching numbers, and this isn't brand new for you. This just recently started, where you may be looking at your finances, you may be looking at your schedule, you may be crunching numbers also in regards to what you have and what you need to have to move forward. I feel like what your grandfather is talking about and what your guides are talking about, in particular, your work and money guide, they're wanting you to see if the numbers add up. Okay, what does that mean? It means that you may have some things in your life that are in discord. And this is a great time for you to make sure that you're giving appropriately where you should be. I would also examine relationships and make sure that you're also giving back to yourself in proper balance to what you're putting out in life. Once these numbers match up and they really add up appropriately, your life is sort of going to take off very, very quickly in a rapid motion forward. And this will be happening within the next 2 to 4 weeks, 2 to 4 months. 6 months out from now, this conversation is going to make a ton more sense. For right now, just follow their direction. Do the math in your life, figure out where things are imbalanced, figure out exactly what your goals are, and make it match. Okay.
Okay, we have one from Leslie.
Leslie?
Yeah. Anything from my spirit guides?
Who is this? Your joy guide? Okay, your joy guide watches over your spiritual development as well as your mental and emotional development. Your joy guide is saying you're talking too much. It's like ta 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 ta, almost like a puppet. So much coming out of your mouth and very little listening going on. And well, I find it funny. It's probably really not. And so it's like you really need to make sure that in dealing with others and in communicating about your life, your thoughts, your desires, your beliefs, that you understand less is more, and that you are more of an observer than you are a communicator, and that what you share needs to be of value to progress your agenda forward. Everything else should be eliminated. Okay. And they're just trying to work with you on that a bit more.
Okay. This one's from Ashley.
Ashley?
Will my mom, Anna, end up buying the house she really likes?
I don't know about that. I feel like I almost feel like there's resistance there coming from your mother. I think that there could be hesitancy, there could be doubt, there could be stagnation that causes for the seller, the broker, other hands that are in the pot to also have an opportunity to change up their tune. And so if she doesn't handle things in a very specific way at a very specific time, it could end up not working out. So I'm feeling no, but there's also the possibility that she'll overcome those obstacles and that it will work out. So either one is a possibility.
Okay. This one is from Susanna.
Susanna?
I was wondering if my grandmother Bonnie has any messages for me.
She likes to work with her hands a lot, and she's busy in her mind. And so it's like my hands are busy. My mind is also busy. She has a lot of energy. She says that You're very much the same way, but lately maybe you've been kind of wasting your energy on worried thinking, overthinking, cyclical patterns of thinking. And so it's important that you keep busy in a healthy and productive way, she says. It's important that if you're in a period of change in your life, if there are some decisions that are kind of hard that you're having to make and you're not really appreciating that you're at that point where you have to make those decisions, instead of kind of worrying about things, keep your hands busy, knit, crochet, cook, play with Play-Doh, sculpt, I don't know. I mean, whatever it is that makes you feel good, and keep your mind also active on other things. And so this is about change, and this is also about self-control and positivity. Okay.
Okay. This one is from Roland.
Roland.
Will I always be the prisoner?
Will you always be the prisoner? I feel like you're making a reference to like 5 different areas of your life, but I've only got 3 minutes to answer this. This is a super vague question. I feel like the area maybe I'm supposed to say something about is more in regards to your choices and your perception. So a couple different things that you can do to stop being in that role is to stop thinking of yourself as an actual victim, because it looks like it's an illusion. It doesn't look like you're actually a prisoner of anything at all. It's a choice that you're making. You're putting more time and attention in areas that are keeping you trapped. And so this is more a choice than it is an actual entrapment system. And I think that being motivated to move further and further away from that by actively going in a direction toward things that are healthy for you, that are fulfilling for you, that you are passionate about is really just going to be the key to success. Okay.
We have one from Heather.
Heather.
I would love to hear from my kitty, Boogie.
Boogie. Let me see what I can get. I'm feeling like playful. I feel like this cat maybe wouldn't have ran too far, but may have swatted a lot. And so almost like a feather toy, like a feather on a stick. So I feel this cat being pretty active with the hands, but not necessarily wanting to have to physically go after the game itself, which is super, super cute, kind of lazy. And I feel like this cat is very loving and affectionate. Not a ton like a cat, you know, almost like some dog energy. And I feel like you two have telepathy with each other. So you are still exchanging thoughts with your cat. And you're able to, you could say, communicate without having to use words, much in the same way you did when the cat was still here, and still have that heart connection, even though now maybe you can't, you know, pet her or touch her. It is still very real, and it's still very much something that she is engaging in. I also feel her trying to sleep with you, which can mean she's going to be showing up in your dreams. You may just see her walking through, or you may only get quick intervals to pet her. But she seems to sleep on your upper back or your head or your shoulders. It's almost like from here and behind you up, the cat is with you in the bed. And so, that can also mean she's bringing some healing to that area, but I feel like she just wants to be like on you as close as she can get to you. She loves you very much.
Okay, we have one from Bonnie.
Bonnie.
I am raising my granddaughter, Emily. She is 16 now. She has emotional and behavioral problems. Should I be concerned for her future?
Well, I don't think it's going to help to be concerned for her future. She definitely reads as having a lot of energy. She reads as having some trauma as well. And she reads as having some past life issues. And so when you put all that together, you got a real dynamic situation on your hands, for sure. I think that a class called Empathic Kids might help her a lot. You may even want, because she's 16, to get her the adult version of that class called Empathic Awareness. Due to her trauma and her general character and personality. She is highly intuitive. And without being able to manage other people's energy, the energy from atmospheres and objects, it can cause a lot of self-destruction, anxiety, just even high-strung energy and meltdowns. So we want her as stable as we can possibly get her to be, especially given the fact that she has additional stuff on her plate from the hand she's been dealt. So that would help her a lot with those tools. Paul, if you could put that class, both of those actually, in the comments. I would also understand that with her, you're not going to see some breakthroughs with this until she's 21 and then again 24. So hold on, okay? Those are big years for her where she starts to have more insight into how she reacts and how she could better handle things. And she really does appreciate you, even if she's not always saying it. And I think your relationship will come closer together at that time, and a little closer in when she's 18 as well. She'll start to verbally express more appreciation and show more. So I almost want to say, sensitivity toward you. And right now it's just a bit of rebellion against her own self. Okay.
I just want to take a sec here to thank everybody for their donations. It's really awesome.
Thank you.
Very appreciated. We have Susanna, Nicole, Caleb, Bethany, Felicia, Texas girl in Virginia.
Thanks for the donations, guys.
All right. So let's go forward here. And we have one from Nicole.
Nicole.
How does my mother, Sylvia, really feel about me?
Sylvia is alive. How does your living mother, Sylvia, really feel about you? Your mother's energy is very self-absorbed. So it's always interesting when I energy jump into someone and instead of their energy going out, it goes in like an implosion. Okay. It's like there is nothing else but her world. And so she does not really see you clearly. She does not see the world around her clearly. And she does not see opportunities for growth, happiness, peace clearly around her. Her world is very much like being in a bottle. And it's almost like, you ever see those ships in a bottle? And you're like, how the heck did they get this ship in here? How did they fit a whole entire boat with sails and everything in this bottle? How did this happen? And how is it going to get out without having to smash the bottle? That's sort of her life. That's her world. That's her head. And so that's also her emotional limitation, we could say, an inability to, clearly communicate a lot of things over to you, like love. I think that there is reality that you need to face, that she may not be willing to come out of that bottle and set sail, out into the real world. And that's just something that I think will bring you a lot of healing if you accept that and say that she's unavailable or detached, and make sure, especially in love, you don't pick other people who do that to you. Okay, because you will pick up a tendency to attract others who will sort of give you very little. Okay.
Okay. This one is from Jessica.
Jessica.
Should I take the new job at BS?
Well, that doesn't sound good. Should you take the new job at BS? I'm tempted to say no. However, I do feel that there are some opportunities that could come to you within like a year to a year and a half, maybe even up to a year and 8 months. There could be about 2. And then after that, it feels like it's falling a bit flat. So I think yes. And I think take advantage of what you're going in there to get. Think of every job that you take as almost like a video game, right? Every opportunity in life is like a video game. You're supposed to go to the next level. You're supposed to get your pellets. You're supposed to put them in your pocket. And then, if it's time to move on to the next level, it's time to do that. It's sort of like moving on to another game entirely sometimes. It's important with this one that you don't get stuck there. Okay? But yes.
Okay. This is from Bethany.
Bethany.
Can you please tell me what is wrong with my cat, Little Boy's health?
I felt a ball in the stomach, almost like it reminded me of like when a dog ate something they shouldn't have, like string, or a pillow or bedding or something. But I don't think this is literally the problem with the cat. I think that the cat is having that same feeling, and it's almost like a tightness. So we don't have a lot of flow going on through like the intestines. I'm also feeling that there could be some neurological, and of course I can't prescribe or diagnose, but I also feel like there could be some neurological stuff going on. So the nervous system, the brain, and the like head all the way down through the spine seems to be triggering some confusing messages to the rest of the body. And ultimately, one of the other things that we might see are some problems with like urinary tract or bladder, things like this, the kidneys. And so we're also sort of looking at the organs, maybe having some bathroom issues as well. So I think it's, hopefully something the vet is going to pick up on. But I also felt like some of the issues, especially down through the stomach, were being overlooked. So you may hear, another test, another test, another test. We're not really getting to the matter. Okay. I would just listen to her. And if you start to feel like she's had enough, then so be it. We want to respect that for sure. But I think there's a chance she may pull through this for a while. I would also not be shocked if this is something that has to be maintained.
Excuse me. This is from lovely Kayla Jocelyn.
Lovely Kayla.
I've never done any acting, but I've been called to audition for a role as a character I connected with in a book. What will come from this audition I send in?
I feel like it's opening up some doors of possibility and opportunity. I feel another opportunity coming from it that may keep you as almost like second. And so a replacement. I think that this is something you should be exploring, but I also think it's to lead you into more like community work, more communications, more comfort being like in the media, different types of even social media outlets. And so, yeah, I feel like it's going to be an exciting journey. To say whether or not right now, if it's going to end up being your role, I think it's a little debatable. There are too many hands in the pot right now making this decision. I definitely feel like one person is interested in seeing you in that role, but there could be a couple other people kind of in line for it. So we'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
This one is from Bernadette.
Bernadette.
Okay. I had a dream that had no story. I was in a place with someone I know, Chuck, and we were living peacefully in a small house. Chuck and I are not a couple. Should we be because of this dream?
No. So a dream about being with somebody else in a building is about the building itself, how it represents that particular area of your life, and how this person can either assist you in that particular area of your life or be a hindrance. So we want to take a look at the details. The fact that it was a house represents you. Okay, so a school would represent the lessons you're learning in life. For example, a church would represent like your faith and things like this. A house represents you. So where you are in life right now is the state of that house. What room you guys were in would also represent that particular area of your life. So it depends on where in the house you were. It also depends on what you guys were doing. I think she said they were comfortably sitting. Right. And like just sort of enjoying
living peacefully.
Okay. So they were like living peacefully in the house. So what this can mean is that this person is bringing some harmony to your life right now. This may be a great friend. This may be someone who can support you in your dreams and desires. And this is someone that you can mutually, support, give that energy back. You guys are together right now in life, not necessarily to create a romantic partnership, but just naturally. The contract itself is supportive. And so you want to feed that friendship, and you want to really be mindful that you're there for each other. Okay. It's nice. Very nice. Okay.
This is from Kara.
Kara.
Does Noah have romantic feelings for me?
So many of these questions tonight. This is hilarious. Does Noah have romantic feelings for you? I think that he does. He also seems a bit shy, or he seems maybe insecure. Like he isn't going to willingly put that out there. I think that this is something, if he does reach a point where he's willing to let you know that he has these feelings, which I'm kind of doubting at this point, honestly, he is going to bring more to the table that you can work with. Okay. If you feel like you have to kind of pull it out of him, like it's pulling teeth, it's really not worth the time. Because his energy would be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Like he keeps going into himself and pulling away. He has to be ready, to share that information. He does seem to have some feelings, but I also see him looking at 2 other people. And so he may have feelings for several people, but say nothing to anybody. He may also only really, talk and interact romantically with someone who comes to him and brings it to him. And I would not recommend that you do that in this case. Okay. We want to see him as actively reaching out. Okay. So make yourself available, but don't feel like you have to pull it out of him. Okay.
This is from Tromiddle.
Tromiddle.
I started a new business.
Okay.
Do you see success soon? And it's called Tender Loving Family Care Homeschool and Tutoring.
Tender loving family care, homeschool, and tutoring. Do I see success? It's funny. It's really hit or miss. So I don't know how to answer this question other than you have to be prepared for the ride that comes with running a business sometimes. And it could be it starts off, with a certain level of success, and you're thinking you can maintain that. And then it gets a little bit bigger, and then it kind of backpedals for a while. And, then there's an increase and you think, okay, I'm getting back on track. And then it sort of stagnates for a while. And then, it's backpedaling, and then it just feels a bit all over the place. I also see a point in time, if you could be steady enough with this for a long enough period of time, like 3 years, where it is steady, but you also feel you have to tweak the business and put more effort and attention in one designated area instead of being split in several other areas. And so you will have to also be willing to make changes when it's necessary. And that's going to have a lot of focus on, I think, the curriculum, and also on getting people registered in advance, and on not allowing people to be willy-nilly or, late, or late with payments, or, things like this. I think that once you really tighten things up, it's going to be you are this poker-faced, strong, dynamic business owner who really knows her stuff and the system. You are very confident in the product you're putting out, and you are not settling for less than what you deserve. Okay. So if you want to kind of speed up the process and get to that point now, that'd be great. I think we could eliminate some of this other back and forth that I'm seeing in the meantime. And I think also have this attitude with people. Look, if you're not all on board, you don't need to be here. Okay. I need to know for stability purposes, what's happening here. And I do think there is the possibility for it to grow. I also think your advertising is really going to need to be pretty on point. And that if you were doing something with homeschooling where you were zooming kids in, so you could have children even from outside of your area, I see you reaching out of like state or out of like your county. To have them there virtually may also be a really nice substitute for you. Okay. All right, we are at time. I will see you guys next week. Stay tuned. We do have a live interactive free mini class coming up in a couple days. Which one is this, Paul?
War on Intuition.
The War on Intuition. And when is that?
It's Friday, 8:30 p.m.
Okay, Friday, 8:30 p.m. See you guys back here. Thanks so much. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Spirit. Have a great week, everyone.